Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of official Shiny Wars within PokeMMO. How are we doing? I'm still over at the Arena Trap Trapinch slash Cacnea spot. Well, now I've got to move because it's daytime. Excuse me. I was here hunting all last night, and I did a fair amount of shiny hunting off camera, guys. As you can see, I'm over 45,000 encounters. I talked about yesterday starting today at 44k. Nope, I'm well over that now, pushing for 46,000 encounters. Doing ×3 hordes while hatching eggs has been amazing. It's allowed me to get my encounters up so much quicker than I ever would have expected. I'm gonna go quickly get my Smeargle out instead of my shiny Hop-Up, which I use for the Arena Trap spot to dodge the Arena Trap ability. Having Sweet Scent and a flying Pokemon in that one slot is actually super important there. But what's up, fellas? How are we doing today? Is today the day, dude? My score for Shiny Wars, big fat 0. It's still a big fat 0, and today I do want to try to change that as much as possible. But first things first, I actually want to go through and just appreciate how people don't know how many shinies Team Mr. have gotten so far. Keep in mind, it is day 2, okay? It is day 2 of the event, right? I'm gonna go through the list of what shinies have been achieved so far by Team Mr. on day 2, less than 48 hours into the comp. Shiny Carp got a shiny Cottonee at the very beginning of the event. Ninetales got a shiny Trapinch. Breeder XP got a shiny Stiddy. Louis Official got a shiny Cacnea. RX Rare got a shiny Spinda. Flappin' Shad and Cena's got a shiny Cyndaquil and a Porygon, like back to back within 2 minutes of each other. Rare egg shinies. Skeletus got a shiny Bibarel. JWP got a Seedot. Hev got a shiny Spinda. Barrels got a shiny Zangoose. Kathy Plays got a shiny Cottonee. Ninetales got a shiny Machino. Louis Official got another shiny with a shiny Numel. Rumel got a shiny Cottonee. That's news to me. Breeder XP, another duplicate, got himself, or sorry, Mitch, excuse me, this is from the sorry, I'm reading the artist, people who made the art. Mitch got himself a shiny Bulbasaur. Epoch got himself a shiny Trapinch. Fungus, the unknown master and king, got himself a shiny Unknown, which is really good points for this event. Louis Official got his third shiny with the Marowak. We're not done yet. Turtle, one of the leaders of my team, I believe, got a shiny Seedot, and then AJC got a shiny Badoo. Joshua got a shiny Houndour. Peck, and then finally, that brings us to current day at 10:37 a.m. today. Peck got himself a shiny Trapinch, and I think there was actually another shiny received 10 minutes ago. Yeah, Joshua got a shiny. Around 10 minutes ago, there was also a shiny Spinda achieved. I didn't count. Did anybody count how many shinies that is? But in 2 days, that is absurd. Yeah, Uri got a Spinda. Exactly. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 shinies, multiple of which have been rares in the first 2 days of Wars. Now, that is split amongst, now Team Mr. has 4 teams within Shiny Wars, so it's not all just 1 point for one team within the war itself, but it is all points for Team Mr., which is crazy. How many of your eggs have you gone through? That is a great question. I have dittos if you're looking. I might need to, I want to finish my full batch, I think, first, and then worry about that, because it just helps me mentally deal with that, I guess, better, or clear things up, right? We can go check in a sec. Let's just go check now, actually. I'm gonna go teleport back to the PC really quick, heal up. Let's go see how many, because I've gone through a lot of eggs, dude. 1, 2, it's all messed up or whatever, but like, I can move this down. 1, 2, so 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also, yeah, popped. Everything's like in like chronological order. 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. I think I've done, dude, I have hatched. That's actually wild within the first 2 days. I've just been hatching nonstop. I have hatched 13 full boxes of eggs, guys. Holy shit. So most of my eggs I've burned through already. It's day 2, and I've hatched most of my eggs. That's actually filthy. That's actually so crazy. Wow. I didn't realize I had done that much, honestly. We're low on eggs, boys. Hopefully it's still in the eggs, Copium. Okay, someone's asked about how I would start breeding a competitive Pokemon, because he linked me a bunch of 2x 31 Pokemon with correct nature, but he's missing a bunch of 31s. And or sorry, 20 plus in defenses. And like, for example, like I gave him my honest feedback. I think that these Pokemon are fantastic PVM, like perfect PVM Pokemon. But something like this, this Gibble, like this Gibble was like 2 times 31 in attack and speed, naive nature, which is usable, but then it's like 2 defense. You really do need bulk on a lot of OU Pokemon. Things like Scizor, like you can't go, certain Pokemon you can go 2 times 31 with correct nature and kind of get away with it in PvP. Really frail Pokemon, maybe like Chandelure, maybe like Gengar, but like on a lot of OU Pokemon, like you're gonna need the bulk. Like Rotom Wash, you need the bulk. Superior, you need the bulk. A lot of people run Bold Superior. Volcarona, you need the bulk. Garchomp, Scizor, Dragonite, these are all Pokemon that actually really need their bulk because they really need to survive certain hits, right? Like on a Pokemon like Darmanitan, I could see like if you had a Darmanitan, even though it's 105 base HP, it can honestly survive some hits. If you had like a Darmanitan that was like 0 HP defense, special defense IVs, but it was like 31 attack, 31 speed, jolly nature, I think you could run that in PvP. Obviously it's not great, but like I think it's a fine entryway versus like I wouldn't recommend running a like 2 defense Gibble / Garchomp in PvP. I feel like you do need to go for 20 plus. I feel like it's really important. So what I would do to like start a PvP breed, usually this is what I do. Usually I look up like, okay, 20 plus. Getting the 20 plus is usually cheaper to start with that, and then you breed the 31s on after. So this is a great example, dude. Look at this Gibble. I might actually I want to buy that for a breeder, but I don't really need a breeder project right now, so I'm gonna avoid it. I really want to buy this though. It's so tempting. I would buy this Gibble personally, and then you actually breed up that attack. You wouldn't even go for 31 attack. You'd probably breed up that attack and go for 31 speed, even though you're 20 plus. Dude, 31 speed is really important on Garchomp. So you buy a Pokemon with 20 plus and then fill in the 31s after, versus if you buy them on with 31s to start and then try to fill in the 20 pluses, it's a lot harder in my opinion. And usually costs more Pokeyen. When I always say like harder or more difficult, like usually it's because it costs more Pokeyen. And like the order and process which you go for a breed in PokeMMO, like the order at which you do things is going to affect how much something costs, and learning that which order is best really just comes down to a lot of practice and experience. There's so many things like that in PokeMMO that like I can try to deposit some of my information that I've learned from thousands of hours, but at the end of the day, a lot of it's going to come down to your own practice, and you kind of just have to, the more you breed in PokeMMO, the more you'll learn about it and the more little tips and tricks you'll see. Oh, I feel like someone left the comment of asking this today, and I didn't get around to answering it. So about shiny warnings, is there one if you run if you run and an attack with a spread move, but if you're paydaying pickup, there is none? Correct. Yes. So in PokeMMO, if you get a shiny Pokemon in the wild, if you try to run from it at all, the game will warn you, hey, you're running from a shiny. Are you sure you want to do that? And then if you are like XP training against hordes or EV training or whatever, if you try to like use an attack like Discharge or Surf or Earthquake, some sort of AoE attack against the horde, it'll warn you as well. But if you're payday pickupping, or if you, for example, yesterday, someone went to use Assurance. Someone got a shiny Venipede in a ×3 horde, right? And they went to go attack one of the Venipedes to clear it out, and they misclicked the shiny, and there was no warning, because when you're single targeting attacking a shiny, there is no warning. So you have to be careful and just watch out for that still. But there's a lot of warnings, so hopefully you should be able to avoid that. The warnings plus basic attention should be able to help you avoid 99.9% of accidents, but problems do happen. It just still does happen sometimes. Dude, going for a Shalfa is disgusting, but going for a Shalfa starter is just insane. I assume people just like don't do batches, like aren't able to do batches because like to do a batch, you would need like, let's say 420 or so alpha Charmanders, right? There's only 20. Number one, there's only 22 on the GTL. I think it's just not possible, right? Like, you end up just buying a bunch of, you would probably buy like what, 10 of these, and then just breed them over and over again, or like 5 and just do like one inventory. Because if you were to try to buy, let's say they cost 7 mil a piece, if you were to try to buy a full batch of alpha Charmanders, which is probably not possible, let's do 400. That's 2.8 billion just for the. So obviously that's not. So probably what you do is you get like 10 of them, right? Which that already costs. That's 7. Oh my god! I don't even. It's 70 mil. It is like the price of an egg hunt. Yeah, let's see. It's like 35 mil just to get 5 alpha Charmanders to start that process. How wild is that? Holy shit. And then, oh my god, that's crazy. That is so insane. And then, what you do from that point onward is you always pay to make the breed female, because otherwise it gets totally fucked. And then you do monster alpha male, and you pay like 60k. So you would do 30,000 on average times 60k per encounter. 1.8 billion Pokeyen plus the 35 million, right? So this is like your average. Let me move this over. This is like what your average Shalfa hunt for a starter is going to cost you. Something like this, around 1.8 billion. It's a different. I always say like Shalfa hunting is, if egg hunting is for the top 1%, which I think it is, Shalfa hunting is like 0.00. It's so insane. It's so insane. Ooh, also 46k encounters right there, by the way. 46,000. Pog. This is actually a fantastic question. Do the points stack? So in Shiny Wars, like if you were to shiny hunt for a Shalfa, do the 50 points you get for the Shalfa get added to whatever tier the Pokemon species is in? So for example, would a Shalfa starter be 80 points? No. From my understanding, the way it works, I can actually show you the... I was actually just looking at this and just asking myself this question this morning. Let me see if I can actually show you guys this on stream. So I was looking at this exact same thing myself. So from what it seems, from my perspective, you can kind of see it here. Do you see how it says, okay, scoring tiered points plus bonus points or untiered plus bonus points? So to me, what I think this means, obviously, is that you either get the species, so the tiered plus the bonus points, or untiered is shiny alpha, is legendary, then the secret shiny is the only bonus points. So if you were to get a secret shiny alpha, like shiny alpha, that would be 60 points. A secret shiny legendary / mythical would be 110 points, but like you would never add tiered points plus untiered points, if that makes sense. That's a really good question though that I had to also think about this morning. So good question. Yeah, someone asked if people are even attempting to keep score in this event, and I think teams have just started to really start to try to track that, and because they wanted to like really focus on shunting the first few days. I mean, it's only day 2, but they're able to relax a little bit more at the moment and try to get back to actually tallying that and focusing on that and keeping the store updated. But even then, the other problem is, since there's no like official leaderboard that people can just check, and you can technically choose to conceal the information, most teams are probably going to choose to conceal how many points they have and keep it a secret as a strategy to not give other teams that information if they're not going to, so it's one of the biggest negatives about this event, which there's so many positives. I don't want to focus on the negatives, but not having a live leaderboard is definitely, it lessens the tension for viewers. I think it actually increases the tension for actual participants, because that last day or last like week or whatever is going to roll around, and you're just not going to know how close you are / how behind you are. You're not going to know how hard you have to go / grind. So a lot of people are probably just going to go really fucking hard, right? So we'll see what that does. But I think for viewers of the event, it is less tension and a little less interesting, honestly. And unfortunately, right? I really wish that there was a live leaderboard of some sorts, but it seems like the devs are gonna have to go into everybody's accounts and like validify them at the very end. So we'll see. Do you think 100 plus across a whole team is a realistic goal? 100 plus shinies? Probably not, dude. I mean, it depends on what people are. The problem is so many people are doing eggs, right? So many people are doing eggs. And when so many people are doing eggs, like, it is very likely the best you could shoot for is like, if everybody on a team did a shit ton of eggs and everybody on the team got like 1 egg shiny throughout the event, that would be really good. Like, once again, you have to keep in mind, eggs take so long to do. It's ridiculous. They're the best points, but they do take a very long time. And there's a very good chance a lot of people like go the entire event doing eggs and never get any shiny and go dry for the entire event. That's just Shiny Wars. That's how it goes, right? For many Shiny Wars and for many like Safari Weeks, for example, I've gone dry and end up with nothing. It just happens all the fucking time. 100 plus shinies. Like, if a team was specifically going for like ×5 horde strats only, then that's probably plausible. Like, let's say you have a team of 25 players, or let's say 30 players. Let's say you have a team of 30 players that play 10 hours a day. So that's 30 times 10 for the, so that's 300 hours a month per player, right? So you times that by 2. So this is the amount of hours per player for the event. So this times 30, if my math is correct. So potentially you could have enough gamers, if you have 30 gamers doing 10 hours a day, that's 18,000 hours of, let's say, times 5 horde shunting, right? Let's go ahead and take that and times that by 1,000 encounters per hour, which is 18 million encounters. Is that the math? So you would take this and divide it by 30,000. I think this is all correct math. So, oh my God. Okay, so potentially, if you had a team, is that true? Potentially, if you had a team of 30 gamers, all do times 5 hordes, 10 hours a day, day 1 to day, that's 600 shinies on average, right? If I'm not mistaken. And that's not including donor status, or is that math right? Or did I do something wrong? That's crazy. That is pretty nuts. Potentially, a team could get 600 shinies. Now, will someone actually do that strategy? I don't know, but maybe we should have. Because now that I'm running the math, even if it's 2 points per shiny, that's 1,200 points. Actually, would that be enough to win? I don't know, actually. It's probably a really good... It's pretty damn consistent, man. The problem is if a team gets like we've already had multiple edge shinies, right? Which are 50 points a pop, or 30, no, sorry, 30 points a pop. How many edge shinies would you need? Let's do divided by 30. 40 egg shinies? I almost wonder if going for times 5 hordes is actually a good strat, / times 3 hordes only, or... It's pretty interesting. We'll have to see, man. There's some really interesting math involved in this event that is way above my head, but it's cool to see stuff like that. Thoughts on how many alphas we get in the economy effect? I feel like alphas are at the point where the 1x31 and 2x31 market is so bad and they should be nerfed. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's getting kind of rough. Depends on the egg group and depends on the species and the Pokemon, and it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's a mixture of the alphas and the guaranteed 31 Pokemon that we now get in the game pretty decently commonly, but also just lack of demand. There is a lack of demand right now for certain Pokemon because there's not that many like PVM or PvP or whatever events going on right now. But like a 1x31, look at this, a 1x31 attack monster egg group mon should not be 3k, 4k, like even 5k. Like this should be like probably like a 6 to 9k, 6 to 10k, 6 to 8k IV. Like if this is peaking below 6k, that's pretty scary. This is like a pretty, like, monster egg group is a very desired egg group, let alone like bug. 3k for a 1x31, like what is happening? This is really sad. Like 1x31s being 2k, 3k. It's like catching Pokemon. Look at this. Catching Pokemon for profit is like not that worth it right now, unfortunately. Unless you're catching like base price Pokemon. So things like Nincada, Dittos, all of that stuff is still worth catching. Rotoms. But like, it's not really worth to catch good IV, good egg group Pokemon right now. It's just really, really bad. And it's fine for that to be bad in certain economies, right? But for it to be this bad is definitely kind of scary. And I feel like I hope we do have something happen where we either nerf alpha spawns. Like I would be okay with 1 alpha spawn a day. I think that would be kind of based, as opposed to, also that would help like alpha prices go up. Like as opposed to 1 alpha every 6 hours, I think 1 alpha every in-game day would be kind of based. What else could we do? I feel like, yeah, catching for profit is dead. It's really, really rough right now. Catching for profit is just, unless you're actually catching your base price mon, ones like an Nincada, Rotom, stuff like that. Like it's just, I don't think it's worth to like safari farming and carp farming is probably worse than ever right now, which is really tough, man. And like that hurts new players. Like you may say like, oh well, if you nerf alphas or whatever, like that's gonna hurt new players or intermediate players or whatever. But like, dude, 1x31 Pokemon being this cheap is what really hurts new players. Like one of the best ways for new players to make money is to go catch easy egg group Pokemon for profit, sell them to breeders and higher level players, or breed them themselves to make mons and competitive Pokemon for high level players. Like that is like, it's always been the bread and butter of beginner players to catch 1-time Slowdown Pokemon for the past like 4 years or whatever, right? That being as bad as it is right now is really, really poor for the new player experience. I would love to see some nerfs or some things happen to fix the economy to enable that new player money making method. Like, it's really, really rough right now. Could you theoretically, with enough capital, buy all the available cheap Pokemon like Magikarp on the GTL and resell them for higher since there's none left? I think they're just... No, I don't think so, man. I think there's just too many. Not even... It wouldn't even be a problem of, like... It wouldn't be profitable. You wouldn't be able to hike up the price that much because people would just go farm them again or whatever. And then you would end up with the trade listing limit. You can only list like 250 or something in Pokemon. There's a limit to how many Pokemon you can actually list. Or like things you can list, right? And then yeah, what else? I just feel like let's see, like there's just too many Pokemon. Like let's see how many carps are listed, right? Like, or let's just see how many like things are listed. Like there's 288,000 listings on the GTL right now. I feel like there's just way too many listings. Way too many Pokemon being brought into the game constantly. Yeah, I feel like it's just tough. Which is also part of the reason why a lot of people were saying like, oh, netballs don't need to be nerfed because of yada 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 or whatever. Which I understand. You know, and feel free to disagree. Hopefully I'm making that really, really clear. Feel free to disagree with whatever I say. All I'm saying are my opinions. I think netball does need to be nerfed for a couple. Number one, it's centralizing. I don't like that netball is almost always the best Pokeball to use against catching every single Pokemon. That's not fun or interesting or engaging gameplay, and PokeMMO has historically always wanted it to be, oh, you use Dust Ball at Dittos, Timer Ball here, Repeat Ball here, Dive Ball here. Like, it's one of the coolest things about PokeMMO is how many Pokeballs have been useful over the years at different farming spots. But netball at 3.5 times catch rate is so good that it's like there's almost no reason to use any other ball at most other spots. Like netball is still probably used at like 80 to 90% of spots, which is pretty fucking crazy, right? Versus like generally it was way more split up. They did the same exact thing. For those who are new to the game and haven't seen the history, the same exact thing happened with repeat balls. Repeat balls were way too good. Repeat balls used to just factor in like, oh, do you have this Pokemon Caudo in your Pokedex? Okay, if so, you have a 2.5 times catch rate. That was it. They got rid of that because it was too good of a blanket way to use repeat balls for catching every single Pokemon. Repeat balls were too centralizing, right? And then on top of that, raising... It's a tough balancing game because you do want Pokeballs to be decently expensive, because it helps drain Pokeyen out of the game, right? You're paying straight to a Pokemart, but you also need them to be cheap enough to where new players can still catch Pokemon for profit. But if catch Pokemon for profit is so bad right now because 1 times 31 Pokemon are so cheap, you also have to do something. It's like balance Pokeballs around that. So it's a sticky situation, but I think netball definitely needs nerfed personally. It's not that netball needs to be nerfed. It's that other balls are low-key bad, except timers. I think that netball is too good. Ditto has historically almost never had a 100% catch rate in PokeMMO, and for the first time ever in all of Pokemon, it does. Like, if you use the Fortress strat, it's like a 100% catch rate, or like 99. And if you use the Vaporeon strat, it's like a 90/95% catch. Like, we are spoiled. I know it's easy if you're new to the game and see like, oh, this is how much, like, we are fucking spoiled on catch rates right now because of netball. It probably should be a little harder to catch certain Pokemon like that. Now, I don't want to see Ditto being like a 60% catch rate with the best ball. That would suck. But like 80 to 90 is probably the peak you want to see. I think that the fact that we can reach that is pretty crazy. Yeah, we've historically never had access to 100% catch rate on Dittos, and now all of a sudden we do because of how broken netballs are. That's a pretty big change. Wasting balls just feels horrendous though? Yes, absolutely, of course, I would 100% agree. But negative things happening in a game are good, right? Sometimes it is important to make your player feel bad. I know that sounds crazy, but if you've played any classic MMO, you understand this. It's the same thing with WoW, the same thing with classic WoW, old school RuneScape, RuneScape 3, etc. If you constantly flood your game with so much quality of life and so many little buffs here and eventually you have no turbulence in your game and no achievement feels good, right? So when Ditto farming becomes so ridiculously consistent that you're almost never wasting balls, it starts to feel more grindy, more boring, and more people twit, right? Even though it may be frustrating right? When you do play whatever, like at least you're playing and having fun, and it feels accomplishing to catch that ditto. It feels accomplishing to get that many dittos per hour, etc., etc. So I feel like 80 to 90-ish catch rate at peak efficiency is fair. Push like 90% over. I think being able to reach 100% is something we've never seen before in Pokemon. It's pretty crazy. I actually super agree with this. Pat, Nest Ball is so good with low-level Pokemon. I think it's very underrated. I actually super agree. I think Net Ball probably is underused, which is cool. So if some of ball balancing comes down to player information, that's a good thing to hopefully talk about and spread that stuff for sure. I haven't checked the 2012 market in a while. We can do that really quick. I'm on Shiny Charm, but I'll do it decently quickly here. So the base price of 2012 right now is around 200k Pokemon, which is pretty cool. It's kind of crazy. It's gone up a little bit. This is the last time I checked. How many Pokemon are listed? That's always a good number. Whenever I check the 2012 market, I try to see how many Mons are actually listed. Around 90 at the moment. How many starters are listed? So 2 Charizards, no Charmanders or Charmeleons. Blastoises, 3 Blastoises. The Blastoises are honestly kind of cheap right now, in my opinion. No Squirtles or War Turtles. I think I checked that last night. What's actually crazy is there's no Bulbasaurs, Ivysaurs, or Venusaurs because it's the least picked. It's the least picked starter, right? From Kanto generally in terms of popularity, which is really, really interesting to me. We see a shiny Raticate for 50 mil, a Ditto for 3.7. I still think that Dratini / Dragon Knights are a little too cheap. Like, that seems kind of crazy, like, for such a desired Mon. And it wasn't even, like, these weren't that easy to catch. Like, back in 2012 or whatever, like, the way you would catch this, you have to go to the Kanto Safari Zone and Super Rod them. That's what you would do. You would Super Rod them in Kanto Safari Zone. And you'd have to catch them. And it was tough. Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised how cheap they are, but we'll have to see. It's a great question for new players. What date does the Halloween event usually start? Most of the holiday events in PokeMMO, for better or for worse, start on the holiday. So like the Halloween event usually starts at midnight UTC on Halloween, right? So it's like 8 p.m. on the 30th or whatever for my time zone, ET or whatever. Same with like Christmas events. Same with the Lunar New Year event. Like these events usually start on the day of the holiday, for better or for worse, because obviously not everybody can, like, you know, if it's Christmas Day, are you really gonna be on PokeMMO? You know, it's a little silly, but it's just how they've always done it. It's how it works. I think if you want to make a petition or a forum post saying, hey, like, it'd be kind of nice if they either started a little early, like before the holiday started, or either after. I think there's honestly a really interesting suggestion and recommendation / good little discussion to be had there. I've got a 2012 OT Venusaur, but no idea what to sell it for. This is gonna be a crazy guesstimation, bro. If I were you, I would attempt to list it. So Charizard's 4, Blastoise is 2 or 3. I would attempt to list it for like anywhere from 6 to 10. 6 might be a little low. Anywhere from 6 to 10 mil is what I would list Venusaur for. Bro, don't sell it. Keep that. If you want to keep it, you also very much could, obviously for sentimental reasons or for an investment. You know, it's definitely, if you want to sell something or keep them, it's up to you. You can make your own decision on that for sure. Honestly, selling right now might not be a great idea. All the big spenders are spending on Shiny Wars. That is true. A lot of people who are like at this end game stage of Pokemon, right? People who are these big high-end shiny hunters are also those 2012 collectors. They're also those historians who actually care about that stuff. So I think, yeah, 2012 market is probably the slowest it will be for a while right now. It's probably very, very, very slow right now. Dude, I love the amount of customization we have with the PokeMMO client and UI and even our add-ons like the encounter counter and stuff. It's really fucking impressive in my opinion. Look at this. Someone sent me this encounter counter. Like, I think it's cool as shit that we can do stuff like this. Like, this is a good meme. Like, I don't know. I feel like it really does make I feel like some of the best MMOs do have that like severe or extreme customization in UI and in your, like, I think it really does add an extra layer of comfortability, an extra layer of something else to do, like another task. And it makes the game feel more like your own, and makes you feel more involved in the universe. As silly as that may sound, I think it's a big deal, man. I think having a customizable UI interface, all the mods they allow, we take that for granted. I feel like it's a really, really, really cool thing to see in the game. And if the game is getting stale for you and you haven't checked that out, dude, I strongly suggest you go check out the PokeMMO forums and go to like the third party, like the mods, like the plugins and mods. I think it's a really cool way to refresh the game. If you're kind of bored, you want to change your in-game sprites, some sort of mod, I don't know, make things a little funny, add something like this. A little goofy. Like I think it's a really good way to spice the game up and make it more interesting. Also sus. All right, it is officially nighttime in game, which means we switch over spots. We're gonna head over to Cacnea / Trapinch. I do prefer. I lean Cacnea at this spot. I should actually check which is more points. I know at that last spot, Zangoose is the most points. I'm not sure which is more points here, Trapinch or Cacnea, but I do visually lean Cacnea. I just love orange shinies, and I feel like there's not that many orange shinies. Let's see if we could actually show. Is there a Cacnea on the GTL? Really quick, we could check. Yeah, dude, it's a really nice shiny. I'm a fan. Do shiny forms show up in the decks? And if so, if you fail to catch one, does it show as seen? No, I wish, dude. I would love if there was a little section in the Pokedex that like added like a little star or some sort of indicator if you've caught that Pokemon as a shiny in the wild. I would love that. I think that'd be a super pretty cool, like decently easy touch to add, I assume. Just like a star, I don't know, maybe like a shiny star next to the species. Like, I think that'd be super fucking cool to see, man. Pokedex revamp is so needed. It wouldn't surprise me if that's something they're working on. They did the PC UI overhaul. They did the GTL UI overhaul, like both of those over the past year or so. It would not surprise me if they're going to continue to do. They did a bad UI. Dude, oh my God, we got so many UI overhauls over the past year or so that we just forget about and take for granted. Once again, like the bad UI overhaul was huge, making things stack up to 10,000 as opposed to 100. Like previously, if I had this many lures, this amount of lures would have been 17 stacks. Like, how fucking gross is that? And these repels. Like, you would purposefully not buy this many things just to avoid the annoying stacks in your bag. Like, look how many stacks of items I already have, let alone if this was like multiplied by 1 billion from all these dumb, yeah. Like we got that, we got the bad UI overhaul, GTL and PC. It would not surprise me if they're working on more overhauls like that, something like the Pokedex UI overhaul. Now that is all speculation and just guesstimations from my perspective. So please don't go running away from this video like, oh, the devs are definitely working on Pokedex completion, and then look forward to it and then it not come and then be like, oh, what the heck? Where'd that Pokedex stuff go? And it's like, whoa, no, that was just a guess coming from me, you know? Honestly, one of the saddest parts about the Johto update might have been apricots being lackluster. When apricots were teased and talked about, I thought it was gonna be a big deal. I thought apricots were going to be like a pretty big game changer and introduce some balls that like, I mean, some balls did like dream. I don't know enough about the mechanic. I know dream balls are really good. Are those made from apricots or were those just brought into the game via Johto? I'm not even totally sure. There are certain Pokeballs, to be fair, that are quite good, but I'm shocked that apricots didn't become a money-making method or didn't become more impactful to Pokemon than we initially expected. Oh, also for legal reasons, for the last 3 minutes, whenever I said apricot, I meant apricorn. here's the items I'm talking about. God damn it. Pat, what's your food take of the day? This one's a little forced, but I definitely, like, I don't know if this is even a hot take or anything like that, but cake pops are way better than cake. Like, they're sweeter, they're more condensed, they have more flavor. Like, I would take one cake pop over, like, 2 or 3 slices of cake every day. Like, cake pops are so much significantly better than cake, it's kind of ridiculous. We're in the secret meme Mirage Tower, guys. Look at this. People have been saying that it's funny that I even have Mirage Tower because apparently there's something you can do in the Hoenn storyline where you go like pick up a fossil and then after you do that, you no longer have access to Mirage Tower. Now, some people say I didn't purposefully do that to like keep access to Mirage Tower. That was not a like data brain like strategy thing. That was just I didn't know this existed and / was part of the storyline, so I just have it still out of laziness and ignorance. Mirage Tower is just a good place to hide Rayquaza. Okay, that's nefarious. That's hilarious. I would have never thought about that. Get the King of the Hill legendary and then hide it in Mirage Tower, which not everybody can access. That's actually nefarious. That's some heinous behavior. That's awesome. Yeah, so we've gotten 22 shinies in the past 2 days in Team Mister, right? Now, if that's not the team of 25 to 30 members, that's like the whole like team. So we have 4 different teams in the Shiny Wars as teams. There's in-game Team Mister and there's also like Shiny Wars teams. So, but I want to see like someone said like how could you get that many shinies? You got to think like everybody is shunting so hard, you know? Yeah, we have multiple teams. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, let's try to count how many people are online right now in Team Mister, which all of us online are probably shunting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 per page. We can just keep that in mind. Let's see if it stays the same. We stopped at Poratny. Is it 7 again? Would it be here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So down to root invert. So we're at 14. Then if I scroll down, oh no, someone logged off. No, that's the only, the only downside is if someone logs off, it fucks up the whole. Okay. No one log off in team, please. Thank you. Sorry to request that. 21 down to Enrage J. 28 down to here. 35. I have to do my sevens times table. Was it down to no? Dad peaks, please. Down to this is a good way to troll me. Where are we at? Nick Shark, I think. 35 plus 7, 42. Down to Breeder. 49. Down to Mist. 50. Oh my god, math. 56? Right? 56. Oh, there's one less. So 55. So there's 55 people online right now shunting, which is a third of the team. So there's a third of the team at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. At 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, there's 55 people online in Team Mr. Shiny hunting. Let alone, like, you know, later tonight after work. Like that's pretty crazy to see, in my opinion. Why is trade log disabled? It's a good question. Trade log gets bugged all the time. It is actually like probably one of the most common. I don't know why or what. I don't know if it's a server overload thing or what. Trade log just gets bugged constantly. It happens all the freaking time. So if you're a new player and you're ever worried or stressed or see your trade log not working for whatever reason, it just bugs like 50 times a day. That's the unfortunate real answer. Okay, I have a second food take from the day. Okay, this is a crab take coming from a Marylander, so you know that it's 100% factual food take, true and real. No one else's opinion on food is better than mine. True, true, true. I mean this. This is not a joke. True, true, true. Snow crabs are the most overrated, bland tasting, fancy food I've ever seen. Snow crab legs and snow crab sucks. It's super mid. There's more meat, but it's super bland, super boring. Fuck that. Just do normal crabs, absolutely caked in Old Bay. Go get a half bushel. Go get a bushel. Split it between like 4 to 8 friends or family members. Make it like a 4th of July thing. Really fun. Buying bushels of crabs or half bushels, absolutely caked in amounts of Old Bay that would give people that make it like get trapped in your lungs. Dude, it's amazing. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's the best way to eat crabs. Snow crabs are disgustingly overrated and super bland. Guy next to me got shiny Trapinch, said Hero. Wait, I gotta check this out. Is he on the same channel as me? Is he here? No, it must be a different channel. Does anybody know what channel it's on? Is that still happening? Is that still a live encounter? That was like 2 minutes ago, so I might have missed it. But someone just got a shiny Trapinch. I don't even know their username. That's congratulations to them though. That's cool. It's always cool to just be shunting at a spot and then someone who's just around it, you don't know them, like you just see them say like, oh, like shiny like pod like in normal chat. It's always cool to spectate and see, you know, what other people's journeys are going on, you know. I'm almost out of eggs. I was just saying part of me kind of wants to go to Kanto and do ×5 hordes. Honestly, since I'm almost out of eggs anyway, I might just go do that. I might need to start buying Ditto boxes soon to do more eggs. We might do that near the end of the stream. That'd be interesting. Actually, no, I still have some Ditto boxes to be fair on alt accounts. But it never hurts to buy a few more. Buy like, yeah. But I'll have to split up. I'm going to end up having to send certain boxes of species over to alt accounts. Yeah, I'll have to make space. We'll have to do that probably today. Let me just take these eggs. We're gonna take these eggs. We're gonna head over to Kanto, and we're gonna do Kakuna / Metapod. Okay, we're over here now. Okay, so Metapod / Kakuna, both really good shinies. I'm really rooting for Metapod. I'm pretty sure these are decently low. They're like either tier 6 or they're very low point shinies, but they still should be pretty decent point per hour. This spot does require Leppas. Let's go ahead and check what Leppas I'm at. 3,600 at the start of this hunt. We'll see what I end up with after doing a couple hours here. The positive part about this one, it should be decent points per hour here if I'm not mistaken, as well as just really, really fast encounters. Like this spot should be like 12 to 1400 encounters per hour if I'm playing efficiently. That's actually kind of an interesting theoretical question. How long would you be willing to go dry if you were guaranteed to win Shiny Wars? If it was guaranteed that my team would win Shiny Wars, I would go dry. Oh, I shouldn't have TP'd there. I'll unbind that. It's good if you're switching to different spots, like a Lepa spot, you want to unbind your teleport so you don't like muscle memory do that. I would be down to go dry for like 2 years. If it meant my team won Shiny Wars 100%, I'd be willing to be like 2 years dry. I think once you push that, it becomes a little crazy and kind of super dead and dry for content, but 2 years is kind of easy peasy. I'd be willing to go 2 years dry to win Shiny Wars. I actually didn't know this at all, SAT. Hey, Pat, I figured something out. When you have a Pokemon with an air balloon, you can escape Arena Trap. I tried it out. If that's true, I should test that. That's actually really cool. It's a big deal, honestly. Like being able to use any Pokemon to escape Arena Trap just from air balloon would be super sick. Hey man, I've been watching you for a while, and I decided to start shiny hunting recently. I've managed to catch 4 shinies in my first week. Bro was born to be a shiny hunter. What? That's crazy, dude. Congratulations. No, Drio, Woobat, Litwick, Miltank. The Miltank was a single encounter too. Bozo. That's unhinged. Well, congratulations, man. Clearly there's a skill gap going on. You already have more shinies than tons of other shunters. Dude, that's really fucking sick to see. Dude, congratulations. You love to see someone start a hobby and get rewarded like that. Like that's gonna get them excited and interested and stay in the hobby for a lot longer. Dude, congratulations, man. That's super cool to see. Yeah, just quickly for those who haven't seen it, I'm getting a lot of questions on what shinies I'm going for and what shinies I want, etc, etc. Here is the quick list. Most tier 0 eggs, Shedinja, ×3 hordes, which consist of Seedot / Zangoon / Zigzagoon Zangoose, Seviper, Lotad, all at Route 114 in Hoenn, better at the daytime, Spinda at Route 113, Kakuna / Metapod, Zorua, and then Trapinch / Cacnea. Oh, this right here will be 47,000, by the way. 47,000 encounters. Pog, perfect. I was scared my account kind of was going to glitch there, but it worked out perfectly. I heard in general chat that admins nerfed your shiny rate because you hate the PokeMMO community. Whoever told you that is spitting facts. They are truthful. No one would ever go on the internet and lie. Everything you said right there is totally true and real, 100% factual. There's lots of good reasoning and logic behind it. Absolutely based and PokeMMO true pilled, 100%. Dude, how times have changed. Melodic is in NU at a 44% win rate. Blah, that's crazy. That's actually like hard to see with my eyeballs without them burning. So it seems like, yeah, Melodic goes Calm, Marvel Scale, which boosts... Okay, so I would guess that what you do on Melodic right now is you probably go Flame Orb to boost your defense. Then you go Calm. And you probably go like 252 HP, 252 special defense EVs, and then you use your Flame Orb plus your Marvel Scale to make up your other stats. So you just become this like unkillable monster. And you probably run like Recover and stuff like that, right? That's what I would probably do. Or you could go 252 defense, I guess, with Calm, but I'm not sure. That's crazy how low that's a rough win rate, dude, for that, like 8% usage Pokemon as well. The best way to win Shiny Wars is just to wait for teammates to get shinies for you. That's pretty much my strategy at this point, man. Yeah, kind of Giga Brain, to be honest. Shiny alert. Actually a shiny. We're not dry anymore. We're not washed. Flash Finders. PDA got a shiny, apparently. What is it? Shiny Horsey? Is that what I saw? Thank you. Let me see. What is it? What species? PDA got a shiny, boys. Finally, man. All the shinies have been happening when I'm off stream. I wake up and I see like a million shinies on in the Discord, but I never get to actually see them on stream. It's genius. Flash Finders, PDA. I still haven't seen the species. Cottony, shiny Cottony. Ever since the Zorua spot's supposed to be really good points per hour. Everything's being judged in point per hour metric on average. Here's a quick little clip for 48,000 encounters, but we're just cranking them up, dude, with the ×5 hordes. Even the ×3 hordes, just crank them up super fast. Hitting 50k soon. Maybe this stream, maybe not. Probably not, but we'll get close to it. Has RP gone up from this event? Like, a lot of people have needed to buy donator status and shiny charms and PC expansion drives, it seems like it's gone up a little bit, like maybe 100k, but not that much. I'm kind of shocked because like shiny charms have gone up from like they were like 235k for a while to 255, like 20k per charm. I'm kind of shocked RP hasn't gone up more, honestly. I mean, to be fair, after a couple sell, it's pushing 2.4. Yeah, it's pretty. It makes sense, like, which is good. RP is really cheap right now, so honestly, it makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and probably buy. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that RP voucher, and I'll probably use that to either just get 10. That'll either be 10 shiny charms, or probably 10 shiny charms. Yeah, yeah, which is cheaper. It's cheaper if I go. If I do that, then it's 233k per shiny charm versus if I buy shiny charms outright, it's 250k. So it's sometimes you always want to check if you're buying an RP item. You always want to check if it's actually cheaper to buy it with RP or buy it from the GTL. It always depends on the market, so you always want to check that. All right, I've gotten a lot of encounters here. I've been at Kanto for quite a while doing Pattern Bush and Kakuna / Metapod spot. I'm going to switch it up. I'm feeling the shiny coming. People are saying shiny before 50,000 encounters. So because of that, we're going to do this last horde. We're going to head back over to Hoenn. We're going to get some fresh eggs. Is it daytime? It's daytime. We're going to head over to the Zangu spot. That'll get us more points if we get the shiny, but it'll take a little bit longer, obviously. Let's head back to a better spot, fellas. The scary thing is, it's actually been a while since the last time I went 100,000 encounters dry, which leads me to have paranoia. It wouldn't surprise me if during this shiny war, I go 100,000 encounters dry at some point. At some point. I'm also really interested to see how many total encounters I get throughout the shiny wars. That'd be a really cool number to track. Let me double check the binomial shiny distribution rates. I know, nerd emoji, for PokeMMO, because I think it's like not that crazy that you go 100k dry. I'm pretty sure it's like 1 out of 10 shiny hunts or something like that. I'll have to double check the chart. Also, fun fact, I am down to my last half box of eggs. This is all I have left, guys. That's wild. I prepped so many eggs. Was it like 1,500 or something? Or was it, no, wasn't it 1,000 exactly? I remember, yeah. I think I prepped 1,000 eggs exactly for this event. And we're down to the wire, fellas. The last 40, is it in the eggs? Maybe Hopium? Okay, based on this chart, if you haven't seen it, this is the binomial distribution math in PokeMMO. I know, very nerd, I know, but just bear with me. With donator status, there is a 97.54% chance using binomial distribution that you should have gotten a shiny by that point. So was that 2.5? It actually is a lot lower than I expected, to be fair. But like 60k dry. So with donator status, this is not that crazy. With donator status, right? There is a 89% chance you should have gotten a shiny by 60,000 encounters. So that means there is over a 10% chance that you should go 60k dry per hunt, right? Mathematically, that's kind of crazy to me. That like there is over a 10% chance. That's with Dono. There's over a 10% chance. So like, if you think about it like that, 1 out of every 10 shiny hunts, or a little bit more, should go 60k dry. I think that's really interesting. I haven't gone 100k dry in a while, in a really long time. I think that that's going to happen at some point. We're going to hit that 2.5% chance. And we're gonna have to just roll with it. It's like if I do, like I have 40 shinies that I consider OT. Some of them are alt account OT, some of them are like catch event 1, for example, but I have like 40 shinies, right? So like if I ever reach like 50 shiny hunts, there's a decent, like a 1% chance, a decent chance that I would have gone over 100k dry. And hopefully I've gone dry. I've been 300,000 dry before. That's the driest I've ever been. Hopefully I never go that. My goal is to never go that dry again. If I go 120k dry, I can live with that. That's doable. I can push through that, but 300k might cook me. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna hope that this is a hunt where at the maximum I go like 60k dry. If that happens, not the end of the world. Understandable. 80k dry would suck, but you know, understandable. Hopefully I don't go 100k dry here, but I'm kind of feeling it coming up at some point. It's been a while, man. Alert, Uri shiny, alert shiny. I love the shiny alert spam. Is that who got what? What happened? Route 4 channel 1? Is it in Unova?
Wait, I kind of want to head over to that encounter really quick if he's gonna wait for a sec. Okay, we're on the way. We're almost there. I'm gonna pop a match repel just to get there as soon as possible, even though I'm not even getting any encounters here. I think, is it a Darumaka? I have to change channels to channel 1. I don't think I've seen any live shiny encounters so far throughout Wars. I mean, to be fair, there's less incentive. Yeah, here it is. Shiny Darumaka. Okay, honestly, it looks better, like especially like, compared to the other ones. And then Darmanitan is up there as like my favorite. Darmanitan's a very, very cool Pokemon. Geez, Yuri, that's awesome. I would love to try to be better about trying to make it to all the shiny encounters. Usually, I feel like you only really rush to like Safari shiny encounters during Safari Week because there's a really high chance they lose the shiny, so that's like your only chance to actually see it, right? But I feel like it's underrated going to go support and check out the bros and see what's going, like check their shiny and see it in the wild battle. It's cool. Obviously, I'm wasting a little bit of charm, but I don't know, man. It's worth it. Like, this is a cool thing to see. A cool thing also, like, because I can also like record it and capture it on stream and stuff. So there's a little bit of extra historical reference there. Dude, congratulations to you, Yuri. Very cool to see it next to other Darmakas. Also, what's extra funny is he has 5 Cyndaquils in his party because he's hatching eggs. That's very, very funny. When you can't get your own shiny, so you watch others get one. Hey, come on, man. Why you gotta roast me like that? You're not wrong, okay? But I'm trying my best over here. True. I really, really like this question, and I really like the way that you worded this is so perfect. Do you think PokeMMO will ever increase shiny rate, or is the rarity a part of it in that it's integral? Yes, I think that the rarity of shinies in PokeMMO is what makes people care about the shiny hunting system within PokeMMO. That alongside all of the layers of complexity, there are so many different tiers of difficulty to shiny hunting in PokeMMO, and I think that makes it really, really unique. Like, you start off with like, okay, you have the fastest shunts, which now are like mysterious balls, but aside from mysterious balls, ×5 hordes with Leppas, right? That's the fastest. And then you have, which are like 12 to 1400 encounters per hour. And then you have ×5 horde without Leppas, around 1000 encounters per hour. And then you have ×3 hordes with Leppas, around like 600 to 800. And then you have ×3 hordes without Leppas, around 600. And then you go down to like single encounters in dark grass with lures and swarm. That can be like 350 encounters per hour. Then you go down to like single encounters not in dark grass, like 300. Like you have like a lot of tiers to work through. People don't realize how many different types of shiny hunting there is. You think of it as like, oh, it's all the same or whatever, but there is like ×5 horde with without Leppas, ×3 hordes with without Leppas, dark grass single, lures, no lures, safari hunting, fishing hunting, repel tricking. Then you get into like the eggs, you get into like the differences of eggs. You have like female only species, things like Chanseys. You have things like genderless, which are a little bit faster, things like Beldums, Porygons. You have your certain different egg groups, things like plant egg group, monster egg group, starter Pokemon, etc. You have, dude, there's so Shalfas, there's so many complexities and so many layers and different types of shunts. I think it's really, 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 really interesting and talked about, like how you can find the perfect difficulty for you as a shunter. We've got a Shalfa check, fellas. Arcanine over in Kanto. Also, these are my last 2 eggs, dude. In about 8 seconds or so, these are about to trigger. That's after these 2 eggs. Oh no, I actually am really sad to see my eggs run out because it's not in the eggs, boys. Oh no. There's nothing more devastating than hatching all of your eggs and losing the hopium of, don't worry, I'm not this dry. It's just in the eggs. It wasn't in the eggs, boys. It was not in the eggs. Thankfully, this Arcanine is a really easy easy Shalfa check. So let's go ahead and run up to it and counter. I'll just Master Ball or something with Shalfa. It's not, of course, you know, why would it be? Super lucky. It'd be super crazy lucky. I don't know if I'll ever get, I hope to get an egg shiny one day. I don't know if I'll ever get a Shalfa. That seems a little too crazy based on the low amount of encounters that I've done. But anyways, that is where I'm going to have to call it, fellas. I have to go get ready to go meet a pupper for a possible pet sitting scenario, which is awesome. Like this video if you enjoyed it, the stream recaps, and you want to see more Shining Wars content. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. Follow the Twitch for streams whenever possible and as much as possible right now during Shiny Wars, usually at least Monday through Friday. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, if my content's been helpful enough to you in your PokeMMO journey or entertaining background content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo really do allow me to be here and allow me to make as much content as I possibly can and hopefully make it helpful and maybe even a little entertaining. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and everyone on this list means even more to me for helping support the channel every single day. Thanks so much.